Have you ever wondered why many office workers appear to be in low mood and have little energy after a long day of sitting? This Vodcast is going to address these issues by identifying the negative side effects of sedentary activity and explain how employees can be successful at their job and be more enthusiastic about it just by being more physically active. Research has shown that good physical and mental health is associated with employment and that employers look for social individuals who are enthusiastic about their job, express positive behaviours and are able to work efficiently with others. The sedentary activity shown in working place contributes to antisocial behaviours, low productivity, but also decreased mental and physical health. There is strong evidence that physical activity can be an effective intervention to reduce sedentary time along with its negative side effects. You spend over 60% of your waking time at work.
75% of the time you spend at work, you are sitting.
This means that 45% of your waking down is actually sitting down.
33% of working age men and 45% of working age women fail to meet physical activity guidelines.
So some of the main benefits physical activity has to offer include reduced tiredness, increased energy levels and productivity, improving our memory and concentration, enhancing our mood and reducing stress. Other than that, physically active individuals reported a higher job satisfaction, more motivation and self-esteem, but are also more likely to interact with others. So how can we be more physically active in a time-restricted environment? Here are some of the physical interventions that are currently out there and that we can use to increase physical activity.
If you like to sit a lot, it is likely that you experience low back pain and reduced mood. So what can you do to counter this effect? Set a timer to go off every 30 minutes. Every time it goes off, get up and go for a walk. You can take this opportunity to take a coffee break, go for lunch or meet some new people. Maybe your colleagues will find this idea interesting as well. If the nature of your work demands prolonged sitting, it is important that you take every opportunity to get up and get your blood flowing. For example, if you are talking on the phone, stand up and start walking. Small changes like this will take your thoughts away from work for a while and will also make you more physically active. When you sit down again, you will feel refreshed and ready for work. When having a meeting, you want to provide useful ideas for your project and remember the important information discussed. Going for a walk will improve recall memory and stimulate creative thinking. It is not a coincidence that people in deep thought like to walk up and down. This strategy will also make meetings more fun and promote social interactions among the group. So the next time you have a meeting, get moving.
Studies have shown sitting for a prolonged amount of time is a serious health hazard. Nowadays, there are jobs that require unavoidably sitting down at a desk, which can be detrimental and affect our cardio-metabolic biomarkers. Resistance bands is a good way to counter this. By wrapping the bands around your legs or thighs, you can activate the gluteus and rectus femoris muscle, as well as work the gluteus maximus, hamstrings and erector spinae.
Incidental physical activity is incorporating movement into everyday life for better health. A good example of incidental physical activity is taking the stairs instead of using the lift. To progress in this movement, you can try relying upon the railing less each time up until it's not necessary at all.
Active transport is another intervention that can be used to promote the increase of physical activity within the workplace. By swapping your personal cars with walking and cycling into work, it is a great way to fit in minutes of exercise into your daily routine with little effort needed. It looks to improve your health by reducing the risk of coronary heart diseases, and being outside is a good stress reliever.
As well as increasing your physical activity levels in the workplace, it is just as important to remain physically active outside the workplace. Parkrun is a weekly running event which is changing the way people and communities exercise together around the world. It is a series of physical activity and social events that happen all over the world in wonderful parks that happen every Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. They centre around a 5k run, jog or walk and are delivered by local volunteers. They are community events that are accessible for the whole community to join in and are free to compete for all. At exactly 9 AM every Saturday morning, an average of 300,000 runners take part in over 1,800 parkrun events in 23 countries around the world. Since being introduced in 2004, Parkrun has succeeded in getting over 250,000 inactive people into regular weekly exercise. In the UK alone, over 600 events take place each Saturday morning, providing over 180,000 people with free weekly exercise.
It's interesting how small changes in your daily life can have a great impact on your working experience and quality of life.
The interventions that have been discussed are samples of physical activity they can do in the workplace.
With the increase in physical activity, there are a number of physiological and psychological benefits that come with it. Some of these benefits include improved self-esteem or confidence, also social interaction by meeting new people from different departments. This also improves the mental health by acting as a stress reliever.
Also, the physical benefits include more energy by improving blood circulation and strengthening the heart muscles, potentially decreasing the risk of chronic heart diseases and overall improving our fitness.